Okay, welcome back to the deep dive. So today we're tackling that big question, right? The one a lot of you are asking, and thanks again to our listener for these great sources. Is this new iPhone 17 Pro Max really a massive leap forward? Or is it, just another step up from the 16 Pro Max? Our mission here is simple. Cut through the hype, look at what your sources actually say, even the stuff Apple maybe didn't shout about, so you get the real picture and can decide if that upgrade makes sense for you.
Yeah, and what's really interesting and digging into this material is just how many changes there are. Some jump right out at you, obviously, but others are more subtle. But they can really transform how you use the phone. So we're going to go through it all, the look, the feel, what's inside, give you that clear view. But really focus on what these changes mean for your day-to-day, the impact.
Absolutely. Let's jump right in then. The look and feel, that's where you notice things first.
Mm-hmm.
And Apple's made a really bold move here, a complete visual overhaul. That titanium frame we saw, starting with the 15 Pro, gone. The 17 Pro Max has this full unibody aluminum design, frame and back, all in piece, seamless.
Right, it's a significant shift, though they've kept a small glass section kind of cleverly placed, so wireless charging still works perfectly.
Okay, good. But that must change the camera module look too, right? The 16 Pro had that square glass.
Exactly, that's gone. Now it's this distinctive aluminum rectangle housing the cameras on the 17 Pro. It definitely stands out. And they've added some pretty bold colors this time for the Pro line. Seems like they want these phones to make a statement.
Interesting. Bold colors for the Pro.
But if we look at the bigger picture, like your sources point out, this isn't just about looks. This unibody design brings some serious practical benefits. Durability, for one. The back is apparently now, get this, 4 times stronger. They've added ceramic shield back there.
4 times? Wow. And ceramic shield, that's that super tough glass ceramic stuff Apple uses, right?
Precisely. Engineered at the molecular level for toughness. And it's not just the back. The front screen also gets a new ceramic shield layer. So even tougher than the screen on the 16 Pro.
Okay, 4 times stronger back, tougher screen. Sounds like it could really take a knock. But what's the catch? I think the sources mentioned it's a bit heavier and thicker. For something you carry all day, how noticeable is that really? Does that extra durability make up for the slight bulk?
That's a fair point, and it probably signals Apple's thinking right.
Yeah.
They seem to be betting that for most people, a phone surviving a drop is maybe more important than shaving off a fraction of a millimeter. Especially now these phones are so central to everything we do. But what's really smart, and your sources go into this, is the engineering behind it. They've apparently rearranged things inside, shifted the motherboard and most components into that bigger camera rectangle.
Ah, okay. So that helps with balance maybe?
Exactly. And speaking of that rectangle, the antenna now wraps around it, which sounds like just a design choice, but according to the sources, it actually gives you better network coverage. We're talking improved call reception, better stability overall.
No, that's interesting. A design change that actually boosts core function like connectivity. You don't always see that.
No, you don't.
Yep.
It shows some really thoughtful engineering beyond just making it look new.
Okay, so that's the outside. Moving inwards, let's hit the display. Because this sounds like a big deal, especially if you use your phone outside a lot. There's a new 7-layer anti-reflection coating, supposed to make it much clearer in bright light.
Yeah, exactly. Big improvement for legibility, especially in direct sun. Think trying to read maps or messages at the beach, that kind of thing. And tied to that is the brightness. This is a massive jump. The 16 Pro Max hit 2,000 nits, peak brightness outdoors. The 17 Pro Max, 3,000 nits.
3,000. Okay, that is seriously bright. You definitely notice that difference outside.
Oh, absolutely. But what's really fascinating here, and your sources dig into this, is how that new aluminum body does double duty. We talk durability, but it also dissipates heat way faster.
Right.
Like 20 times faster than the titanium on the 16 Pro.
20 times. Okay.
But wait, there's more. They didn't just rely on the metal. There's a whole new cooling system inside. Vapor chamber technology.
Vapor chamber, how does that work? Like steam cooling?
Essentially, yes.
Yes.
It uses phase transition liquid turning to vapor and back to move heat away from components much more efficiently.
So 20 times faster heat dissipation from the body plus this vapor chamber thing. Okay, translate that for me. My phone gets hot and slows down sometimes if I'm gaming or on a long video call. Does this tech, fix that?
It should make a huge difference. The sources suggest it leads to about 40% more stable performance compared to the 16 Pro. That means less throttling, so the phone can run at peak speed for longer without having to slow down to cool off. Think of it like your car engine staying cool even when you're pushing it hard.
Right, okay, that makes sense.
And here's the crucial link back to the display. Because it manages heat so much better, the 17 Pro Max can maintain that super bright 3000 nit screen for longer periods, even in hot weather or direct sun. The 16 Pro Max would have to dim the screen pretty quickly in those conditions to prevent overheating. The 17 Pro Max keeps it bright and usable.
Ah, okay. So the brightness isn't just a peak number, it's actually sustainable brightness because of the cooling.
Exactly. And there's a bonus benefit for you long term. Running cooler means better battery life per charge day to day. And over the years, it means better long-term battery health, less degradation.
That's a huge plus. Battery health is always a concern. Okay, impressive stuff on the thermal side. Let's get under the hood now. The brains, the A19 Pro chip, upgrade from the A18 Pro, but the performance numbers, maybe not what people expect. Sources say only about 2% faster in general tasks.
Yeah, it's a modest bump in raw CPU-GPU speed for everyday stuff. You probably wouldn't feel a massive difference just rolling or switching apps compared to the 16 Pro.
So why the new chip then, if not for straight up speed?
Well, this is where Apple's focus seems to have really shifted, according to your sources. It's all about AI, artificial intelligence. The A19 Pro has this new neural accelerator technology. And the key thing is, it integrates AI capabilities directly into every single GPU core.
Into the GPU cores. Okay, what does that mean practically?
It means AI models run on the device, locally, not pinging some server in the cloud constantly.
On-device AI. I hear that term a lot, but what does that really unlock for me, the user, beyond maybe faster Siri?
It's much bigger than that. Think about complex photo edits, or summarizing a long article you're reading, or even drafting sophisticated emails or replies. With on-device AI, that stuff happens instantly right there on your phone. And the really profound implication, privacy, because the data used for those AI tasks, it doesn't need to leave your device. That's a fundamental shift. Your phone becomes a private, powerful AI hub, much smoother, much more responsive AI experiences.
Okay, that is a big deal. Instant private AI, that could change how you interact with the phone entirely. And you mentioned this ties into power, battery life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the improvements here are significant, as your sources confirm. Let's take the smaller Pro model first. The 16 Pro had, 582 millimar? The 17 Pro jumps way up to 4,252 millimar.
Wow, quite a jump. What does that mean for usage time?
It means video playback goes from 27 hours up to 33 hours. That's an extra 6 hours, which, interestingly, matches the video playback time of the old 16 Pro Max. So the smaller 17 Pro now has the battery life of the previous year's Max model.
That's impressive for the smaller phone. And the Pro Max itself.
Even bigger battery. The 16 Pro Max was 4,685 millimar. The 17 Pro Max pushes that to 5,088 millimar. So video playback there goes from 33 hours up to a massive 39 hours.
39 hours. Okay, these things are becoming battery beasts, but what about charging them back up?
Ah, yes. The charging revolution, as the sources put it, this is huge.
Yeah.
The 16 Pro Max out of 20W charging, that got you about 50% in 35 minutes, roughly.
Yeah.
The 17 Pro, it doubles the speed to 40W.
40 watts, so charging time.
Cuts it down significantly. You can get to 50% charge in just 20 minutes.
Okay, that alone might sell the phone for some people. Half a charge in 20 minutes is incredibly practical.
Definitely. Bigger battery is great, but being able to top it up that quickly makes a huge difference in daily life.
All right, let's move to cameras. Always a huge focus. And it sounds like Apple paid a lot of attention this year, maybe especially to the front camera.
That's right. The selfie camera gets a serious upgrade across the board. It jumps from 12 megapixels on the 16 Pro to 18 megapixels on the 17 Pro. But maybe more importantly, the sensor itself is different. It's now square, and it's twice as large as before.
Twice as large, a square sensor. What does that enable?
Several things. You get center stage, so the camera lens follows you around to keep you framed in video calls. It also means you can shoot portrait or landscape orientation without issues. The framing adapts better. And significantly improved video stabilization from that front camera. So smoother selfies, smoother vlogs if you're walking around.
Center stage on the front camera, finally. And better stabilization is always welcome. Okay, what about the rear cameras?
Big changes there, too. Remember how the main camera on the 16 Pro was a fusion camera?
Vaguely. Refresh my memory on what that means.
So fusion camera tech lets you crop or zoom digitally from the sensor itself without losing quality. It uses the high-resolution sensor data to give you really sharp, high-quality 12-megapixel images even when cropped or zoomed. Well, now on the 17 Pro, the ultra-wide and the telephoto lenses are also fusion cameras.
Ah, so that tech is on all three rear lenses now. Interesting. But I saw the optical zoom change. The 17 Pro has 4x optical, down from 5x on the 16 Pro. That sounds like a step back.
Optically, yes, it's 4x instead of 5x. But because it's now a fusion camera, it can achieve up to 8x lossless zoom.
Oh, okay, explain lossless here. Is it truly lossless like optical, or is it just very good digital zoom?
It's leveraging that smart sensor cropping we talked about. The sensor has enough resolution that cropping into 8x still gives you the detail and quality equivalent to a native 12-megapixel shot without digital artifacts. So effectively lossless quality at 12 MP output. Plus the actual telephoto sensor itself is 57% larger this time around and has a better stabilization. So even your standard 4x shots and those zoomed in 8x shots should be clearer and steadier, especially in lower light.
Okay. Oh, a larger sensor and better stabilization does sound good. So potentially better quality zoom overall, even if the base optical number is lower. Yeah. What about video?
Some cool stuff there too. First, simultaneous front and rear video recording. You can now do that right in the main camera app. No need for third-party apps like on the 16 Pro.
Nice. That's handy.
And then for the more pro users, your sources highlight a few key upgrades. ProRes Video RAW is now supported. That gives much more flexibility in post-production for adjusting colors, dynamic range, white balance. There's also Apolog V2, which apparently offers even better color and dynamic range for that flat gradable footage pros like. And something called Genlock. This lets you sync multiple iPhones together perfectly in time. Imagine shooting an event with several iPhones. This keeps them all locked, making multicam edits or even 3D capture much easier.
Genlock. Wow. Okay, that's definitely a pro feature. Sounds like serious video chops.
It really does. So the takeaway here depends on you, right? If you're a professional video creator, the 17 Pro has some clear, powerful advantages for the average user. Probably the much improved selfie camera and that enhanced, potentially more versatile lossless zoom are the biggest things you'll notice day to day.
Makes sense. Okay, almost there. Let's quickly cover the other bits. Connectivity and storage, anything major?
Couple of notable points. Bluetooth gets an upgrade. The 17 Pro has Bluetooth 6, moving up from 5.3 in the 16 Pro.
Bluetooth 6. What does that mean for me? More stable AirPods connection, better range for my speakers?
Pretty much exactly that. More stable connections, potentially wider range for your accessories. Just a more robust wireless experience overall. Smoother, more reliable, and storage gets a boost too, especially at the top end. The 17 Pro Max can now go up to a massive 2 terabytes. That's double the 1 TB Max on the 16 Pro Max.
2 terabytes? Who needs that much storage on a phone? But okay, the option is there.
Someone shooting a lot of ProRes RAW video might. And importantly, the starting storage for the smaller 17 Pro is now 256 gigabytes, up from 128 gigabytes on the 16 Pro.
Oh, that's a welcome change. 128 gigabyte fills up fast these days, so 256 gigabyte base is good.
Yeah, these might seem like smaller details, but they add up to a more capable, more versatile device, especially if you're a power user, or just rely heavily on wireless gear and lots of local storage.
Okay, so let's try and wrap this all up. We've covered a lot today. We've gone through this really bold, new unibody design, that 4 times stronger back, the much tougher screen. We've talked about the incredibly bright display, but maybe more importantly, that advanced thermal management, the vapor chamber keeping things cool and performance stable. Then there's the A19 Pro chip, less about raw speed, more about that on-device AI integration, huge battery improvements, double charging speed. And the camera's big selfie upgrade, fusion tech all around, better lossless zoom, and those pro video features. It's definitely more than just a minor update.
Absolutely. There are significant, tangible changes across the board, which really brings us to the final question for you, the listener. When you weigh all these advancements, the stronger build, the super bright screen that stays bright, the cooler and more stable performance, the focus on powerful, private on-device AI, the much better battery life, faster charging, the camera upgrades. Does the iPhone 17 Pro Max feel like the kind of upgrade that genuinely changes how you'd use your phone every day? It's worth considering not just the list of features, but maybe the underlying philosophy here. What does this intense focus on AI, on thermals, on physical robustness? Tell us about where Apple sees the smartphone going next. Is it moving beyond just speed bumps and camera tweaks? What are they really building towards? And how might